don't watch the game live and then you watch all of the offensive clips in a row and then watch all of the defensive clips in a row.
You didn't get the feel of the flow of the game. Is what you're saying. It's a little
Yeah,
different.
but I feel like you almost get a better flow. You don't get a flow of the game, but you get a better flow of like the
That
offense.
side of the ball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's just like there's I don't know how many there were 70 something clips of just the offense the whole time, and either moving it down or they start back over here. Or
Yeah. I mean, I like it. I mean, it's probably what you do when you're coaching anyway. I mean, you're basically cutting out everything and just watching those plays. So,
yeah, but you I don't know. I knew this going in, right? Because that's what I do during the season, right? I watch when I get scout tape. I watch the full game one time. Just keep my hands off the keyboard, put the remote down, and just watch the whole game. And then from there, then I just watch one side of the ball, typically the other team's offense.
mhm.
And usually from there, I'm actually cutting it like I'm watching all the first downs or all the second and longs, things like that. I'm separating the plays into buckets and watching them that way.
Yep.
Um, but this was one of the few times where it made it like super apparent that you see the game a little bit differently when you haven't seen it on TV. Like I saw nothing on TV because we were out in Stephenville.
Yeah. We'll talk about that.
Well, I was so, and then you're kind of like, okay, I know there's supposed to be. I know Bray Hubbard got an interception at some point, but I had no context of what I was watching. So I feel like the things that I saw, had I watched the game, I think there were things that I would not have seen even going back and watching the film.
Okay. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. But I'll be interested to hear what your take is on how do you think the team actually looked and what you see, you know, from that after we get started. So I guess we didn't officially start. We've been behind the scenes with the on air button on, and I say let's just go ahead and get this party started, man. Roll the tape. You just hitting all kind of buttons today, ain't you?
Yeah, I
Like
kind
an
of thought that
intro.
we were just gonna come back like right after that, and I don't know why because every week I hit the button every week to bring us back, and for some reason today I was just like, oh yeah, it'll just pop back up, which is
Okay, you're gonna have to tell that story. You said of your dad talking film to your brother. I don't we don't know the whole story there. But anyway, so what we got lined up today is we're gonna get into this film, all Alabama Auburn. Um, both JT and I, it's so easy to pick plays, whether you're being critical or you're highlighting things after a win, because you tend to want to be negative after a loss or something of that nature. Um,
well, hold on, I'm gonna stop you there because I think we have very different experiences picking plays.
I don't know.
I think after a loss, it's way easier.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. But well, maybe I'm saying the lens is different
Oh, for
because
sure.
you want to pick the positive plays when you win, and maybe not necessarily the what does that say? Let me move my little thing off screen here.
Catpool says her dad was a retired high school football coach after 40 years, and her brother is now an AD.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, tell them we appreciate it, and we're glad that you guys are in the football world. But what I was saying is we got So when you do this, my tendency, I don't want to speak to him, is sometimes you just want to keep picking these big plays, but you're trying to be fair and honest to say that there's still things that you got to work on because there's still mistakes,
Mhm.
right? Technically, schematically, whatever it is. So you got to do that. Problem is, like JT was just talking about pre show or whatever before they actually officially started. Um, when you're watching this clip straight through, and if there's 79 offensive plays, well, by the time you get to 50, we didn't already clicked on 30 of them. You're like, oh, we want that one, and that one, and that one. And it's
Yeah.
like, man, golly, we can't show them all, or maybe we could. But um, anyway, so the whole point is here. I don't know how many plays we actually landed on. I put a lot in, and like I said before, me and JT do not really go back and forth on, hey, should we talk about this play or that play or whatever. We just put in whichever ones we want, and if they're both the same, they're the same.
Yeah,
Um,
well, speaking of which, I have since I wrote them down. I have the list of plays that you picked and the list of plays that I picked. I picked 16 offensive plays. You picked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And of those 14, only 4 of them were the same. So, got a lot of clips to cover today.
all right. Well, we're gonna get it. Well, two things we need to do first. I need to know who the heck is Nightbot. Is that our guy? And
Yes,
is he,
Nightbot is
and he talks to us? He
yeah,
says
so
roll
we
tide?
have some commands that people don't know about. Uh, one of them is the exclamation roll tide, and Nightbot will say roll tide back to you. That's always been there. Sometimes I'll have a guest, and it'll tell people who the guest is. So if they're in the middle of the show and they don't know who the person is, I have a description written up, and they can do exclamation point guest, and Nightbot will tell them who the guest is, or the rankings. The rankings one doesn't work anymore because I stopped updating it.
Wait,
But
so someone wants to hear from Nightbot right now. You tell me if they do what, and it's gonna
yeah,
reply back
so
to you?
if Cat Pool right now, I'm picking on her because she's the last one that commented, puts exclamation point roll tide, all one word, Nightbot will read that and respond with roll tide and her name.
So you just have to put the exclamation point first.
Yep.
Oh wow. Well, I just learned something on Teague's Take. I'll give you my $2.99 donation here in a little bit for
See,
that.
there you go.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So the second thing is you said you had a I don't know how many people actually got in here, but what do you want to do about going offense defense? Can you put up your
Yeah, the poll has been running
oh,
since the beginning of the show. We've got 7 votes. So since we're about to get started, well, now we have 8 votes, and it has offense is still ahead, 62-38. So the poll is closing right now after 12 minutes, and we're gonna start
I
with offense.
can't believe we got a lot of these offensive players here. Everybody wants to see touchdowns and stuff, or maybe they feel like they can learn more. But okay, let's hit it there.
All right, let's get down here. Um, cool. All right. Let's take off the tight view, and we're immediately gonna go to the end zone
Did you
view, I
mix them up
believe.
or are they all mine?
No, I combined them. So, um, some of them are yours, some of them are mine. They are, for the most part, in order of the game.
Sequence of the game.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I chose this one just because we're always talking about assignments. And I kind of want you to really just kind of hit on this on what this is like for a running back to come across and actually have to pick up, yeah, his guy that's in front of him that loops around. I just thought it was solid. Most time we just want to handle the ball, but this is pretty doggone good to give uh, Jalen Milrow the time he needed to throw this pass.
Yeah, because we'll see another one where it doesn't work out so well.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, I mean, this is something that you definitely got to work on. Because when you're a young back, you kind of forget that just because this guy like leaves,
Disappeared.
you don't get to just stand here and do nothing. Like he's still your guy, even though he comes across the formation. And then the next thing from there is when you do know he's your guy, trying to not get so close to the offensive lineman that then you can't get over there is usually the next thing that I find that young backs struggle with.
Yep. So that was pretty sweet. Now this part, I think, just a fumble. I think he ends up losing the ball.
Yes.
But you know, I thought it was just another. We're always talking about Jalen Milroe's intermediate passes, and he does have some bad throws, but this is one that's a good one that you know sometimes the quarterback gets blamed for. Um, but that's our young wide receiver that let go of the ball too quick. All right.
Yeah. So I saw this. I saw your comment here saying that you didn't understand the play. I didn't either. And honestly, that's why I didn't pick this one. I was like,
I just want to.
what is
We
going on?
see it all the time. Though we're not the only ones that do this. I'm just trying to figure out who are you trying to fool? Is it just to put it on the paper and say they run misdirection by running the pullers away from where you're actually running the ball? I know we probably need to show everybody what's happening here, but I think they actually pullers pull left.
Yeah, they pull left. It looks like you get
Oh, the quarterback counter.
you get down right, and then you get the counter, but then you have this jet. So at first I was like, I went through many things trying to figure out like what was going on. At first I was like, all right, what if the back is just on the wrong side? Like, what if it's supposed to be halfback counter and he's just on the wrong side? Then I realized, no, he told him like he moves him over here, so that's right. And then I was like, well, maybe he's just like it's not impossible to think that the quarterback makes a mistake. But then, like as we look at it, I'm looking at. Let me move our faces out of the way. I'm looking at this dude right here, and he's going out here. So it's like, okay, so they are setting up a sweep over here, but they're also running counter back here. And somehow, like you never block the end, right? So I'm like, so this is never gonna work. And this guy, like it's not a good play.
So that's the only reason I put it on there. Not the. It just. I don't get it. It aggravates me every time I see it. And
Because I don't even know what the
I'm not
read
the only
is.
team that runs it. I guess you're just hoping everybody just.
Because I guess it's like,
You can't block the.
well,
the
yeah, I
defensive
mean,
tackle
you
either.
definitely can't hand it off because this guy's not even blocked and he's coming up the field. So it's like the sweep is dead on arrival. But then the counter is no good because if they're saying, hey, you have to read this guy, although it looks like he's looking right here, so maybe they're reading him and he's running with the pullers. So they're like, okay, you got to give it, but you don't even block this guy over here.
Don't overthink it. So the other thing I wanted to see was number 15. This running back, Auburn's 15. He was a beast. I don't know if you
Okay,
really
so
paid
I'm glad I wasn't there because I put a play on here of him blowing up something because
Oh, he's a freaking beast.
again, like I said, when I'm watching the offensive clips sequentially, just
Keep
back to
seeing this
back to
guy
back,
too.
yeah, and I
Who
keep
keeps
seeing
making all these
15.
tackles?
Right. And I'm like, man, how does he keep like that's a problem? And then I started looking at okay, when we started having successful runs a little bit later, that guy wasn't on the field.
Nope. Well, only the last piece on this play is that where you and I are always talking about the gap control and reading the lineman in front of you, and so when they all go left, he's down in his gap like quick and disrupting a whole lot of stuff. That's a pretty good step.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those things where you're not supposed to be the backside defensive end and B gap and run down a freaking sweep.
Yeah.
Like what? That I
Nah,
mean, that kind of stuff gets you paid.
I say he's all SEC, all everything. Just this game alone. Another thing you have to watch on here is I would like for you maybe to go back and watch and see how different we look when 57 was in there, our 57 versus when he wasn't either.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Well,
10.
they replaced him for a little bit too.
Mhm. So, all right, that's all I had on that crazy play. Uh, this is a guy that was on every social media saying that Jalen Milroe would never outrun him and he would never lose
Mm-hmm.
to Bama while he played, and so he's been getting a lot of media attention because uh, he gets outrun.
Hey, so question here, because I had we had a request to actually review this play anyway because they really like the play design. Um, Now, funnily enough, to me, this play looks just like this one. I feel like they're the same play.
Yeah, except the quarterback keeps it this time and he bounces. Right? We're saying I think here that
Yeah. Except, I mean, yeah, you're just instead of the back being right here and getting it, you got the jet sweep
yeah,
going, and you still have the pullers going the backside.
yeah, because you can't.
I guess I'm. This is. I guess I'm just like
It's just smoke and mirrors.
he's got to be reading 12 though, right? Because this is the same dude that was right here. Last time he went with the pullers. This time he went with the motion. Last time he goes with the pullers, so then he hands it off this way. This time he goes with the motion, so he keeps it.
Yeah, because he still wouldn't have made it. I mean, if he would have gave it, it would have been dead in the water. 12 would have tracked down the jet sweep guys.
Yeah. I just,
Unless he's getting cracked. I can't see what I don't know what the wide angle looks like.
let's see. Oh, not this one. Here we go. Because I mean, I feel like every time we run this with the misdirection, every time they hand it off, it's always not a good play, and it still wouldn't have been. There's too many people.
No, they got too many people over there. Now, people are going to ask why he didn't step inside. He didn't have anywhere to go up inside on this counter. 74 was moving slow motion too, by the way, on his pull. But he scampers for the TD. There's no room up in there when you look from the end zone. He can't cut it up inside.
Oops.
And you fast on the trigger, man. What's going on?
It was a double click.
Too many energy drinks. I mean, it looks like there's a little space right there, but he's not that patient.
Yeah, well, I've got a whole segment on that, or not a segment, but I got a couple of plays um, in here that I picked for those kind of things.
What's up, James? Appreciate you, and thank you for referencing our family foundation and scholarship and all that kind of stuff. So we appreciate you, brother. Roll Tide. Okay, tight winner throw. I put on here turn protection. Just I don't know if we've actually really talked about it. Again, it's this back coming across to take a defensive end, and all the linemen going right.
Because it's as you're calling it, turn protection, which I'm assuming is the same thing as a full slide.
Yes, full
right?
slide. Yep.
And then you gotta pick up the end.
Yep. Now this throw though is, I think maybe we all get frustrated because some of these throws they look like first round draft pick Jalen Milroe dropped us in the bucket. in between two guys like that, intermediate throw. That's a 15, 20-yard pass. Wherever he catches it at, probably about 20 yards.
Yep. And
Thereabouts.
I was watching this again. This is the first time I saw this play. Was this angle watching in the film? And when the ball was let go, I was like, "Oh my god, he's about to die."
Yeah, about to get hit, get blasted. He does it. Yeah. So I did tweet at this because he threw like three or four plays in a row that were really good. I didn't put them up here. And this is another one. Uh, it's really um, Jalen Milrow using his eyes. You can kind of see it from the back end and making that, making the free safety, the one on the hash mark at the top. He actually draws him towards the middle of the field to
Yeah, let's go to the back angle. Um, I'm doing everything I can to make sure we don't get dinged.
I got you. I understand what you're doing. For's head is slight. Most people probably wouldn't pick it up. You always kind of look at where the stripe is down the middle of the helmet. Where is the quarterback looking? Um, and you can see he is staring at the free safety, and it's real quick. And he right there down the middle of the field, even the arm action. And when you see, yeah, that's not where he throws the ball.
Right. So if we
Actually,
go back, so now looking at that, my camera's back over.
yes,
So now we're looking at again, we're looking at this guy right here. Right.
yes. And you want to get so there he starts to
There you go.
go,
The hips are open. He's drifting towards the middle of the field now.
and he ain't gonna throw the ball over his head
And the
to the other
ball is
guy.
going here.
Yeah, that's another win. Now he drops the ball. Unfortunately, this game could have been out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that was a straight drop. Guy didn't really put his hand in there. He tried to breadbasket it and just dropped it. So anyway, it was a good throw. Good eyes by Jalen Monroe and giving our guy a chance. I knew you gonna say something about 16. Yeah, he can't be found. He can't talk no more forever, man. I mean, he got to redeem himself. Okay, so this was a negative one. He just missed. Uh,
Missing a play.
what yours?
Play 22. I think we both picked it. I'm just gonna find it in the game.
I think you saw that up there first. I thought we watched it already. No, maybe not.
Oops. Now I'm just clicking
No
buttons.
screen you got. Yeah, we both picked this. I think.
Nope, you picked this one.
This is one I was just saying. We saw this before. Last time it went to the house, the Whirly Bird by 45. See him puller, fake pulling to the left, come back. Yeah, I know he slipped, but it's happened when you got somebody beating your pullers upfield
Mm-hmm.
because they probably got a big play, even if he can get his foot down in the grass and turn up and get back upside. But that's all. It was just a play that we saw. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Is my only point. All right. Also, tweet about this. Cynical Wallace talked to us about Jalen's release point, and sometimes he throws the ball high, um, which he did on this because he's up tall, straight, and he just guy's not really open, in my opinion. Anyway, he doesn't have a check down though. Maybe that's a little bit of play design. I mean, but he overshoots him. That's sure. After he threw about 4 or 5 good passes in a row. So sometimes you start feeling yourself, right? You just figure I can get anything in there, and then you make a mistake.
And I think in basketball they call those heat checks.
Yes. So he was hot, hot, hot. I just gave him a whole lot of praise, like, oh, he dropping dimes, and then as soon as I hit send, interception.
All
All
right.
right.
So this is I think this is my first one here. Um, we got to play here. This is I guess if you want to call it power, you're going to get a pulling guard here.
You got to see 56 and what he's doing. He skip pulls. I haven't decided if I like this skip pull or not yet. Because they're
And Proctor is passing this guy off. Really, it's a nobody, but it's fine because he's running.
Jason.
He's running the sweep, so that's your read guy, and he should come up to 24. 56 is going to come up and take 12. 18 is running out here, and if you get this,
Yep.
that's a big play. However, as I was saying, 74 has got to be the hammer, not the nail. He can't just get bench pressed or jammered out of the way.
A linebacker.
Because that is exactly what you want, and he is going to outrun this dude straight up the field. That is going to the house. But all it takes
70 yards. His head on the wrong side.
and the play goes for 2.
Good point there. I think this wasn't one of Proctor's best games. I felt like he gave up a lot.
Yeah, I don't. There was
I couldn't say a lot.
I circled him a couple of times on the ones that I picked.
I didn't look at his PFF grade. See how
I didn't either. So this one here, I was just highlighting the strength here because a lot of quarterbacks are going down.
Oh yeah,
That's a sack.
Yeah, say if you don't have a well, and it's a time to talk about 57. So you're talking about being the hammer or the nail. I mean, he's
just getting walked right back into.
He's getting pushed around.
And that's the same dude. So in back-to-back plays, 24 has abused 74 and 57.
Yeah. So he has some talent. I did put a couple good plays on there on 57. I'll try to highlight his technique where you can see the difference. EZFF PP. I was looking at your abbreviations.
End zone, fast forward, blitz pickup.
Oh yeah, we all knew what that meant.
Well, it's for me. It ain't for them. Okay. So I think they're starting to get kind of a beat on the cadence. But it was a good blitz pickup nonetheless because he's early but right on time, right? And but that's a great job of just absorbing that, moving to the side.
Got washed out of there.
Yep, and then easy pocket.
Yep,
easy pocket. Throw the ball right where the blitzer came from.
Why do I get so nervous when I see tight ends run the ball? I'm like, man, he about to fumble. It's just 3 guys coming, like, man, protect the ball. They had a great game. Tight ends.
So this play is
on fast forward.
Out of order. Okay. No, it's not out of order.
Drink a little skinny drink.
So we talked about this, and so yeah, Kat says those tight end catches would have been nice at Oklahoma. Absolutely.
They kept dropping.
So I wanted to put this in here because he bounces and it's, everybody says it's all fine. Because this is what I said last week.
Gotta get up in there.
Get in here.
Bring them 2 guys. You gotta
get skinny and get in here. And the reason I put this next play on here is because somebody in the comments is gonna be like, oh, he couldn't. There's no way he could fit and all this kind of stuff, and he's going this way and whatever. because I saw a freshman running back against Missouri do this exact same thing in between in the exact same hole
Jumping there,
where he gets in here and takes off and makes a safety miss.
Oh, right? Yeah.
Now, he doesn't score here, which I'm sure his teammates clowned him for.
Can you go back to the beginning of that play?
Which one?
The one right there where you just showed the little freshman guy. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just looking at this linebacker right here. What's up with these pigeon toes and these knock knees he got?
hey, we're not...
what the heck is going on?
Oh, Coach Love would have a fit.
Good night. Oh man, which way you gonna step first? Anyway, that's ugly. So get skinny.
Yeah. All I'm saying here is try to put your foot in the ground and get skinny in here, get up the field, get you a couple yards, make this dude miss, and you're way closer to the end zone. You'll probably score that one.
Jump.
Okay, so this one, this is just what I was looking at for. This is an easy play call, right? It's 3rd and we'll call it 5, and we're looking for space. It's like, okay, so I've motioned this dude out here. I've got a guy sitting at the sticks, and I've got a guy 2 yards back from the sticks.
Inside guy.
Right, and it's like, look, just go block him, catch the ball, run forward. Don't even try to make the guy miss. Just get to the sticks. And this is the easiest. And they're actually gonna get the tackle out too. So I mean, this is designed to go score, but like this is an easy play call to get a first down.
Yeah, it's nice too. I like what Proctor did.
Okay, and I also put this one here, being a little bit petty. But this is from the Oklahoma
view
game.
from.
This is the end zone view from the Oklahoma game.
Oh.
And I talked about
getting skinny.
No, I talked about how this play is designed to go in here.
Yes.
And 81 overruns this dude. And of course, there was somebody in the comments talking about you learn from Pee Wee football that you're just supposed to follow your blocker whichever way he can block him. And I didn't respond, but my answer is still no. The play is designed to go right here. You missed the block.
Everybody do their job. Yep.
That's what happened. So next play, well, it's not necessarily the next play. I cherry picked this one because this is towards the end of the game. But you've got the same thing. You've got down blocks. You've got a puller. You are supposed to go inside the puller, outside the down blocks, and get up the field. We don't. We run out here to a dude that we don't have enough people to block.
Missed the spot. It's there. Look at it.
So if you are tight to the wall, you are fine. But we want it to bounce because we have, to me, a terrible habit of doing this. So we get outside, there's nowhere to go, trip and fall over. But earlier in the game, same play from Oklahoma. Now check this out. Now it's a different guy pulling. It's not 81 this time, but the principle is the same. You got down blocks. He is trying to set up the block. He's trying to make your job easy. You just have to take the right path. So he runs outside a little bit to help you, to widen this dude out for you, and you just need to wash him out. And if you stay tight in here, you walk in to the end zone. And this looks like a much better play.
And the other one, not getting any yards or losing yards.
Right.
As you bounce. That's 5 or 6 they just got, maybe more than that. I don't know. Oh, I guess they're at the 6.
5. Because I don't know if he scored or not. I don't think so. Right, because the next play is a sneak. But that play from Oklahoma this is what it's supposed to look like right here.
Okay. And so I actually picked this play too, JT, and I like this angle. So if you can run it back, what I want you guys to see, this was a statement play to me on physicality. Yes, what he did too, but and knowing what you're supposed to do. 70. This is not physical by 74, but he knows how he's supposed to cut this guy off. But if you look at 72, 57, really, if you watch 81, he just he puts the dude in the dirt back there, and you can see the emotion of these guys, particularly 81, when they come back of just saying, "Hey, it's that feeling where you know, hey, we got these dudes. We're punking them." He can't see 81 because of our faces. Maybe JT can move us over to the
Oh.
left real quick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, as you can see, 81 back there, he's already flexing. You know, because he just put this guy under the turf. That's when you know. You got that feeling like, all right, we're wearing these dudes out. So great play, JT.
All right. Probably the end zone angle. Okay. So here we go. Another one. Um,
This one he gets beat.
yes. This
Pass
is the
rush.
one where he gets beat. And I'm really trying to understand why. This is kind of, I was thinking about Coach Flo. I was like, well, maybe he can explain to me how this happens, because we're always talking about him opening the gate anyway. And it's like, okay, so if you open the gate and he still runs by you this way,
He's
like,
lunging though. See, and I would say 57 was more. He drops his head. I do know they tell him, hey, you can't drop your head. They always tell you keep your head out of it. So as soon as he tries to get his head in it, that's wrong. And 57 is better this time because of his weight distribution. I hope we're not getting way too technical here, but he did a lot better job of putting his weight on his inside foot. But that hurts. I can't imagine this
mm-hmm.
quarterback here and you're getting thrown into something. Yeah, you're gonna fumble. Just people say, well, he don't have no pocket awareness. Sometimes that's trust that you don't expect
Yeah,
that
you
you're
just,
gonna get blasted in the back.
yeah, I mean, because now you're asking for both ways, right? Because there's going to be times where this happens, where your left tackle gets beat and you get hit in the back, or the opposite of that is
You
you
step
don't
up and
trust
throw
him,
it.
and then you just anytime it even looks like he's going to get beat, you're gone, and
Yeah.
then you start saying, well, he never stands back there long enough. He's not trusting his guys. He's not stepping up in the pocket. He's just leaving every time there's a so.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. Just got to do a little bit better there.
Okay. So he's about to pull the guy with the arrow, but so it's a little bit of deception here. That is also Ryan Williams in the backfield,
Mm-hmm.
which is different, but they're throwing the ball out here. So you would, this is something to say, okay, what do you teach this linebacker that's standing right in front of this pulling guard? Because the guard is going to the left. So he starts going with the puller, but they throw a swing pass to the right. Check it out. It's pretty good design. Um, I think 52's going, 26 going. Now it's too late. You got guys that are out on you. Heck of a move. Wasn't a good block there. Just the design that I was really talking about. You know, those are things that you don't really get to see or understand when you show the back end. Um, we're- um, I'll show the back end
Oh,
end zone when you see our left guard pull. You see 9 running away. Now you got these big linemen out here just waiting for something good to happen. Unique way. All I'm saying is I think we're going to eventually see more of that with number 2 trying to get him the ball. He's a little Tyreek. You gotta get him the ball any way that you can. All right, that's supposed to be one of yours right here.
Must be. Oh,
Screen.
yes. There it is. Okay. So we were talking about the aggressiveness in punking people, right? I love it. This is great. But I got fussed at when I was in college for doing something like this. So I kind of just wanted to bring it up because Tyler Booker does the same thing. Right? And he's flexing over this dude mid play, which is fine, except for if he turns around and picks up the next guy, we score.
It ain't over till it's over.
Right.
What you saying?
And he's kind of celebrating during the play for picking on the corner.
Good DB.
Which is all fine. But hey, if we can just hold the show for just a little bit and just turn around, keep your head on a swivel, we can get in the end zone here. But that guy ends up making the tackle.
Just watch George Kittle because it was he blocked 3 guys on a play like that. Okay.
Guess it doesn't have any annotations, so I don't remember.
Love these shifts of motion.
Oh, okay. So this is one, which is I guess
a
it's
hesitation, a little fake block down here by the number 3 receiver.
Right. And I put this one on here because I guess, kind of funny, much like we were just talking about, standing in the pocket and just trusting that your pocket's gonna hold up. Because when I first saw this, I was like, oh, this is a sack. Or he's probably gonna leave, even though we got guys coming open, and he does a pretty good job here of
hanging in there.
Yeah, just trusting it.
Yeah.
And delivering a good ball.
It's a really good ball. 5 had a great game, by the way. It's going to be interesting to see.
So I put this on here before, and I did this earlier before we were talking pre-show. I put, does anyone else feel like he was a problem?
That's a big problem.
Because he was. He's slanting 2 gaps back inside and just blowing up plays in the backfield. Like,
dude he's good.
That's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, he was good.
So that was more props to 15, just because I don't even know, like, I don't know whether that's his gap or not. I don't know. I mean, they're all kind of slanting this way, but still.
And they said,
I feel like
if you go in there, you got to make it. Yeah, he's just playing football. And he gets right back upfield. And yeah.
Okay. So we got a draw play here, and we whiff this time, right? This is the same stunt that we were just giving him praise for, right? And we got a draw, and I don't know who, because he starts to move over, so I don't know if he's supposed to pick him up or not, or if the back is supposed to pick him up. Either way, he ran in between these 2 dudes and blew up the play. That's not what you want to see when you're trying to get the draw.
Well, I guess it depends on who you identified.
Jalen makes a miss.
Nice. I like it.
But I don't know. Look, somebody in the comments last week told me that he didn't have the ability to juke anybody.
I'm glad I didn't see that. You didn't put that on the board, I'm assuming, because
I need to start like pulling these comments and like putting them up on the screen and then putting them next to plays.
Yeah.
Because no, we got that one. It's in there.
I was trying to figure out why he would say something like that. But maybe they don't know what juke means.
Yeah. I don't know, but I
created that word anyway. Juke. When does it become a juke? I don't know what the
Maybe it
origin.
came from a jukebox.
What's up, Monica? What? That's music though.
Yeah, but
So
you
this is
dance. You dance when the jukebox comes on.
okay.
A little shimmy,
We'll go with that.
and then you get loose.
I think that's what the song "Jukebox Hero" is about. Somebody dancing.
I don't know. Okay, end zone. What do we fast forward into? Let me get our cameras out of the way. Put them back to where they were.
Boy, you making people dizzy with this. Man,
Oh, right. Okay. Again, more just like a good job defensively by this defensive end. Because like when you're this close, like how are you supposed to pull and pick up this dude? Like, yeah, they always tell you got to pull tight to that, but like that's a little ridiculous.
George Hagerman would tell you to run into the line, like on what you said. Right up, you got to be off them dudes' butts.
Yeah, you got to be
He's
right
the
here.
wrong guy.
But I mean, then he ends up going to 12, and he's up going to somewhere else, and then they just actually never blocked a defensive
That's
end.
correct. Yeah,
And
it's hard. Everybody's moving.
there's nowhere to go. And then you don't even get 12. So not only do you not get the defensive end, you can't hold off 12.
Yeah, not so good. We probably still have to work on that because some of the stuff it seems like we're always trying to log. Y'all know what log means? Meaning turn. Sometime your puller should be kicking out, and when you log someone, if they jump inside of you, then you wash them down inside. This is not the case on what JT said. You're blocking the wrong guy. So he's kicking out a guy, but it's the wrong one because 72 should have the guy to make the tackle, and 74 should have the guy 72s.
Right.
On.
And before, I'll just go ahead and let me move the picture, move our pictures here, because before I get this comment, yes, well, he should have handed up. Really? Like, no, that's the read guy. He should not hand. Keeping the ball was the right read. We just screwed it up over here.
Woo. I see why y'all love the offense. Okay.
Let's
pass.
Yes,
got a new tackle. Got a new right tackle too.
It's a pass, and
now you're trying to figure out how to do it with our faces this time.
Yeah, so really, this is more just situational football, right? You're looking at this and you're saying, hey,
3rd and 8.
You've probably got this guy beat, and the other safety's way over here. Like, you can drop this ball right in here, and I'm sure somebody's asking, why did he take this one when you've got that ball in the middle of the field open? And the answer is because the down box says 3, and all you're trying to do is get this first down.
Move the chains.
So your first read is at the sticks. You throw it at the sticks, get the first down,
take up a pass,
and keep going. Right, yeah, and it was a good pass too, good catch, hands outside the body. So,
yeah, no, I think it's good. I think it's really good. He threw some good passes, man. I mean, he gets criticized a lot, but he said when he in the zone, he in the zone.
Okay, well, that's the end of the offense. So we need to run one ad.
Okay, well, we always got to say thank you to our sponsor who helps us with this film and graphics and everything else. So 30 seconds, get you a sip of water. Let's talk some defense.
All right.
I'm back.
So before we get into the defensive film, I do want to say I am mad at Auburn. Not because, well, just because they are Auburn, but also because they kept running these check with me's. And it's like super hard not to run this film too long because they're doing these check with me. So all of these clips are like 15 seconds.
You have to fast forward through everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
And
to
that
try to
still
get
might
to
not
the
even be
first
good
part.
enough. So again, gonna try to do my best here. But this is the second defensive play here. I wanted to highlight.
Well, do you want to tell everybody what check with me means?
Oh, yeah. So check with me is we're gonna call a play, and there's many different tempos, right? So there's the huddle tempo, which you see mostly in a lot in the NFL. I think most everybody does that in the NFL, right? Huddle up, you're getting a play call to play, get out. Then the next kind of half step from there is the sugar huddle, where you're basically huddling right at the ball so the lineman can just turn around and get set and the receivers leave and you snap pretty quickly. And then you have, at least what we called it, Drake, fastball, where you're lined up and everybody's looking to the sideline for a signal or a board, whatever you want to use. There's no huddle anymore. Where everybody's getting into formation and things based on what they're seeing from the sideline. And then there's the check with me that's added on top of that, right? So you get to the line, we're scanning, and oops. Everybody turns and looks to the sideline to be like,
they're checking with me, the coach.
Yes. Do we still want to run this, or do you want to change to something else? And the coach may change the play, or he may say run it. And because the film crew doesn't know what's going on, they just know that the hand's on the ball, so it's ready to be snapped. If it takes them 20 seconds off the play clock, then us YouTubers have to sit here and watch 20 seconds and try to
stand around doing nothing. Like, man, when are they going to start the play? Yeah, it's annoying. He's right.
So I wanted to highlight these two. Actually, I don't think it's him. Can't see him, but he's back here. I think it's Malachi. How this is the second defensive play.
Okay.
But what I liked from I think this is Tim Keenan, not getting moved, keeping his outside arm free, and staying in the gap. Like, he is exactly where he started the play at. He makes contact. We're not going anywhere. Remember last week we were talking about reestablishing the line of scrimmage and how if the line of scrimmage doesn't move, it's a win for the defense. He's won. And we got a free player right here. So this is great. We end up making a vice on the ball carrier here, defensive tackle, doing it all by himself.
Yep, that was really good. By the way, our defensive backs played extremely physical. It was good to see. They covered well too, but they were very, very physical, all of them. Okay, I know I had on, or I didn't put on here. Bad Eyes by
Bray Hubbard.
18. He does have the quarterback because 4 should have the dive back.
Yeah, and they actually end up changing this later on in the game. I don't know if you
the next play. Well, no. Well, the next play, it was kind of cool because they switched responsibilities. So, but the guy just ran and smashed the quarterback in the face too. Because
was that the one that he didn't even have the ball?
Yeah, he didn't have the ball.
Okay. So I wanted to add that one on here too, and I think I took it off because I was like, I'm added too many plays. But I'm glad you picked it, because here the defensive end 4. He's told to take the dive. And I thought, like, overall, this was a unique way to try to stop the quarterback run, right? They're rolling the safeties and putting the safety down into the box, well, outside the box, into the fit, really, to handle the quarterback pull, which I guess to me is like why I'm really kind of frustrated about this. And I'm sure Coach Womack was too, because he's like, this is literally the reason that you're down here is for this exact play.
Right.
And Bray gets a little too greedy and gets fooled here. Takes the dive. That's not his responsibility. And whoop, there goes Peyton Thorne. Yeah, that's your guy.
Yeah, that's frustrating as a coach.
Yeah, because I mean, you got everybody's where they're supposed to be at. Right here. Just stand right here. Tackle the quarterback. You're not going to make a tackle on that guy anyway.
Tackle for a loss right there. 5 yards.
Yeah. But no, he wanted to do his own thing here. So there you go. You got your arrow in here.
This
Yes,
was
this
just
is yeah.
just saying this. I'm
Yes.
not going.
So I wonder if that's a defensive coordinator call. That's like, all right, this is the fifth play, and we already got the safeties not taking the quarterback. Forget it. I'll do it with the defensive end.
Ooh, yeah. So.
And build the wall right here. Even though I think he ends up leaking out. But
yeah, I just love the fact that he was like,
yeah,
I got a quarterback
hit anyway.
Yeah, so we got to tackle a little bit better right there, but okay.
All right. I didn't have enough time to
make your notes.
Yeah. But I think what I was looking at here was, did we get a twist?
Some big time twisting going on.
I can't remember if it was the twist or the coverage. Bear with me a second. Okay. Yeah, not the coverage. Had to have been up here.
There's a lot going on up there. And they're talking and they're chatting, and this is
when you get a front change into a tight front. You get a slant.
It's an overload blitz.
Oh, I know what it was. Okay. It wasn't even the blitz. It wasn't the blitz. It was the angle. Because this is like the kind of the angle that you're going to see on TV. Right? And I wanted to kind of, because I felt this way watching this clip, and I know I would have felt this way watching the game. So I'm looking at 15, which I don't know which linebacker he is right now. Yeah, so here's the check with me. Is everybody looking at the sideline? Okay. So I'm looking at him on the blitz. Right? And if I'm watching the TV right now, I'm thinking, man, he got in here and he just got held.
Mm-hmm.
How is there no flag here?
Well, he definitely grabbed him with his left hand.
Well, then I looked at the back angle and I was like, okay, so if this is kind of what I'm seeing as a ref, kind of not calling this either. Like, it looks so much worse from the side. You know, this is the sideline angle. The coach is like, bro, you holding my guy. And then you kind of look back here and you're like, oh, it's not nearly as bad as.
Right.
I mean, it still is a hold. He still did.
The guy's call right behind him anyway. It's just, I don't know. I'm seeing the left hand reach, JT.
Oh, yeah. No, he reached and, like, give him the Mortal Kombat come here.
Yes.
But I don't know. I think the flag would have stayed in my pocket on that one too.
55 got to hit better. 55 on Auburn. I think this might be the play I got for. No, this ain't it.
No, this is
drifted a little bit. I remember looking at this coverage, and the guy actually comes open because we got 11 running out. And that's hard to do.
So I was actually looking at the coverage here, and maybe I got to hide our face so that you can see the safeties. You're getting. They were disguising coverages pretty well, I thought, because it looks like man, right? Looks like cover one, that dude's going to be in the middle of the field, and you're actually going to get him dropping out to a 2 look, and it's a non-traditional Tampa 2 where this guy is going to be your pole runner instead of one of your linebackers. And you kind of get the double-edged sword here too. So there's a lot of things that I was kind of looking at, which is, when you have eyes on the quarterback, right? 11, the eyes on the quarterback is telling you need to work out here. And there's a receiver here without you even knowing, which is one edge of the sword. Telling you, that's great. It's working you in a position, but now he wraps back in here and you don't see him because your eyes are not actually on the receiver. They're on the quarterback. Right. Cause he's getting to this dig over here and he's looking at the back. So, I'm not saying there's something inherently wrong with this. I'm just saying that whatever you do, there's going to be pros and cons to it. And yeah. Yeah. And you'll see they get better at this with reps. And I put a lot of coverage clips on here because you'll see guys who are really good at it, and you'll see guys that are not so good at it. And it just happens to be, imagine this, guys who play more, who are on the field, are better at it than the guys who rotate in and don't play as much. Go figure.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty tough.
Okay, so saves the touchdown. So I'm going to move us over. Because if not for number 4 being an absolute man, this play probably scores. And he did this. This is textbook how you win one-on-one battles. And he just destroys a puller. Just puts him on his butt. Because imagine now that we get blocked here, he gets blocked here. 55 and 57 are literally looking for work. That's no bueno. But he just runs through a defender or runs through an offender.
Jumps on him. Yeah, look at him. I would say you just know you're kind of taking over. You killing linemen like that. I'll say 55. He needs a. Oh, he getting talked about in the meeting. They run it back more times than us. He's on Mr. 30.
Yeah, he might. I kind of hope this is on Coach 30's.
Yeah.
Because this is not supposed to happen.
No, that's not supposed to happen. You pulling too. You're already running.
Right, you are already getting full speed, and you get mollywopped.
We need to find a way just to cut that out somehow, just so I can just put that on X, just display.
I can send it to you.
Okay. Yeah, don't forget.
Okay, more check with me. Right. Okay.
Similar coverage.
Yeah, so this is cover 3, and it was another kind of non-traditional way to get there, right? Because you got 4 down here, you've got your nickel here, you got your free down, essentially in the box, and again, it looks like man. First guy out, maybe you got the second guy, you got the first guy coming across, whatever. But you're actually going to get these 3 to bail.
I mean, Cole Womack's doing a good job, man. I think it's just installing all that because everybody want to see stuff like this on day one, but that's not how it works.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is how you can tell, like, you're getting more comfortable. And like, again, with the eyes, you're getting more comfortable playing the technique, right? Because the thing about this is, okay, he identifies that 2 is going vertical and that he's going to have to drop, but he's also got his eyes on the quarterback. You can see that subtle head turn, and the perks of having your eyes on the quarterback instead of eyes on the man is that he's actually watching Peyton Thorne throw this football.
Oh,
So
yep.
instead of running to the receiver, which I'm not saying it would, but many times this turns into a pass interference because you are trying to get over the top of this. You don't see the balls thrown. You're looking at your man. He sees the balls thrown and sees that it's not thrown right here, that it's thrown out here. And he actually just, instead of playing the man, he turns around.
Yep. Trying to find the ball.
And he finds the ball. And almost comes down with an interception here.
I know. That would have been a big one.
And that stems from being able to see the quarterback throw the ball, which is that's the paradigm shift that we had at the beginning of the year with Coach Womack coming in. And I think now you can start seeing the fruits of that labor of being in the system and getting those repetitions and working on that technique starting to pay off.
I think it's awesome, man, that they're able to do that. And congratulations to Malachi, too, to getting invited to the Senior Bowl. And I don't know if he's Player of the Week and all that other kind of stuff. So, way to represent, baby. Way to represent. And JT, I'm trying to figure out how you got that picture of your picture, your video. And you actually didn't cover up the logo. It's a new little thing here that you actually fall behind the Blackfriar logo.
Oh yeah, well, that's because
Blackfriar,
I'm good at what I do.
I'm like, okay, he shut it down. Anyway, all right, what we got here? We got some technique.
Yes, technique on the double move because it's really good. Later on, there's one that's really not so good. But this one, Damani Jackson, really good. Shutting it down, immediately turning back on, getting eyes, and ball's not being thrown over there.
One is he's staying on top and cutting them off. The things you're basically, literal sense, like cut them off like a car. You're getting in front of them and make them have to run into you.
So I also wanted to show the dichotomy, SAT word, between the two techniques because we can see them now in the same play. Again, talking about the double-edged sword. That's the theme that I kind of went through when I was watching the defense is he is playing man technique. He is playing zone. He's got eyes on the quarterback. He's got eyes on the receiver. And you can see the different results here. And I'm not saying that one is inherently better than the other because I just showed you a clip where you almost get a turnover because you can see the quarterback and your eyes are not on the man. But in this case,
it can be late.
Right. He's bailing out. He's looking at the quarterback. He doesn't see that this guy is actually shutting it down. And it takes him a little bit longer to react to come back and get this. Meanwhile, he's staring at the receiver the entire time and is able to handle the double move.
Yes. Well, the separation. I mean, he might have turned a little too early. I don't think he trusted his speed.
Yeah, and he's still a freshman too, so he's still figuring it all out.
There you go. What's it look like to you, right there?
Right. Yeah. So I put this one on here too because you're looking like a picket fence. Let's move us over. Covering up one guy, but that's to show you that there's three guys over here. Looks like you're getting man coverage and we got somebody right here. Everybody's blitzing. But what's cool about this is that we drop out, and not only is it not like cover three, It's 2.
Yeah, y'all need to remember which one went back last time. It was the other guy that went back, and Malachi hung in the middle.
Right. And now there's a corner behind me. Maybe I can just turn my face off. Can I do that? Ha. He's got deep half. Bray is going to replace him. So this is kind of an invert 2, where the safety is actually going to be down here taking the flat. The corner has got deep half, and the other safety's going in this way. So just a bit of confusion.
Bro, it's good stuff, man. How people think we don't know? I mean, I don't know, man.
Now, we got to tackle better, but the idea of disguising coverages.
Yes. I think it's great. I think that dude spent 3 times.
So now, right. This is the next play. This is 4th down. Another check with me. 26-second clip. And this is kind of the guy that I was looking at is here. Again, eyes on the quarterback. It's a little scary because it's clear that he has no idea where the receiver is. Not a clue. But as they're getting better at this technique, you're seeing that he ends up finding himself in the right place. Right? So he lets this guy go. He's looking at the quarterback, and now it's kind of in no man's land. Is he going to come up, get this back? Is he going to come help? Is he going to fade off? And he's got a little bit of hesitation, but because his eyes are on the quarterback, he's
turn his back.
Right. He turns and he's getting in the passing lane, and then he finally turns around and finds the receiver, and then realizes, oh, I probably should still be looking at the quarterback, and turns around. But all that to say, it's clear he has no idea where this dude is, but the technique is allowing him to be an athlete and just be in the right spot by using his eyes.
Yep.
And that's tough to do. It'll get you burned when you don't exactly know what's going on. There's a twist up front. But here is an example of it going not too great. Not too great.
And he put his mouthpiece in too.
Eyes are in the backfield. Eyes are down here. We stop our feet. We're not drifting.
What happened to the jam and sink?
Still looking over here. Still not looking at the guy. Ball goes over your head. They didn't connect on this one. But that's number 7. That's the transfer from Wake Forest. It's kind of where my foreshadowing was, is there are guys that are better at this. And that's number 1 and number 2. That's why I think number 7's probably not particularly on the field a lot yet.
Yeah, that's right. And this is exactly that same play we showed on offense earlier when 5 caught that one. I think it was 5 caught that one when he no. Maybe it was a tight end. Someone faked the block and then went up the sideline and threw it to him. Okay.
That's where we're at here.
Man, turns. Some kind of cover 1 or something.
Yeah. Again, it literally ended up picking up random stuff. This right here. Some Auburn fans are probably going to be upset, but what they need to remember is this game is played on Saturday. This is not played on Sundays. And what do I mean by that? There's no such thing as illegal contact. The ball has not been thrown. Knock him over. Who are you throwing the ball to? Nobody. Throw it out of bounds. That dude's on the ground. That is legal. And I like it. Don't just stand around there.
Because everybody try to play the NFL rules. They think everything is like that. So even when they're thinking about unbalanced and all the stuff we're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
the rules are different. Just you hear so much about it.
I think this is a good question. Do you think the freshmen may be better because they were learning it with virgin eyes and not what they have done before?
100%. You have your own guys, your own stuff. You start teaching your babies how to do things when they're young. You can't change them when they're. I shouldn't say you can't change them. It's harder for you to change them
Mm-hmm.
when they're older. So, yeah, 100%. Because they started that during training camp or in the off season when coach came in, they start working on that, and that's the only thing they know. If you've been working with Saban for 4 years and he's telling you never look back for the ball,
Right. Yeah. Because it's not even it's not a adjustment, right? It's a contradiction.
yes,
Like you're actually telling me to do the opposite of what I've been told for 48 games.
yes, they love it though. That was one of my questions I asked Malachi at SEC Media Days. Ooh, little Robert action. Oh, he drilled this dude. You talking about
Yeah.
perfect timing?
Yeah. And I think I actually like this with the back angle. This was just kind of a,
Just so you can see physicality here.
yes, being physical, big hit, lurking in the middle of the field, and then
Right.
just hit sticking the
stood
dude.
over. Yeah. So that's the play though. Just trying to
Yeah, it
sneak
was a
him out
nice
the
little play,
backfield.
and yes, because you got all these guys up here, you got to change the protection, right? And it's kind of funny because what you think, and this was make to me what makes it a great play by Malachi is right. You see him change the protection, you see him slide up, you see the back point. Those are all indicators that he is staying in to block somebody. Right, we're gonna pick up these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with our 6, and we'll be good. And all of that was a lie because he's actually just going to leave and say, "Hey, he's hot. Throw me the ball right now."
He just lobbed it up there a little too tall, baby.
Yep, and it's 3rd and 15, so
Get you some.
take that with you.
That crowd noise was like, "Woo!" Two jumping around.
Okay, so this is the last play of the goal line stand, really. They were all good plays, but again, I was really trying not to take the entire game.
The left guard is so slow.
Yeah. Everybody's moving except for him.
Been snapped the ball.
But that being said, when you come off the ball, you hold your ground, you get your pad underneath, you keep your outside arm free.
And look at the line of scrimmage. What we talking about?
Right.
211, 15. Everybody, Malachi, everybody down in there.
Now you get the cutback. They're not blocking the end. They're not blocking Jihad because the ball is supposed to go right here, but he can't go right there because 96 is in the way. 4th down.
That's huge, man. That's huge.
Okay, I put this one here because we watched every other team do it in our scout film, and I finally found an instance of us running the pick.
Oh, I missed it.
Boom.
Oh, sure did. And fell back.
This
set.
right here, Cat, that's the thumbnail. That picture right there, that's the thumbnail.
So need it. That's nice. You screenshotted it from this?
No.
Where'd you find the picture at?
Oh, the internet's a vast place.
I didn't know we had the pick in it. I wonder. That's the first. I don't know. I've seen that. I guess what do you say?
Yeah, they've been seeing it on
Once you
film.
start watching, like, hey man, I need to put that in.
Yep.
It works. Good lord. We called for it. That was early on though. Who was the first person we saw do that? Missouri?
Yeah, Oklahoma did do it, but yeah, I know Missouri did it at least once. I'm not sure if they're the first one that we noticed. Shoot, it might have been Vandy.
Bandy. Yeah, there you go. I think that might have been who it was. We like this little dropout, this little mug dropout, make him turn his. Oh boy.
Yep. You saw it. So yeah, I put this
Oh
one on
boy.
here for you so you could teach a little bit on
Oh boy.
what
Oh,
what are you telling this guy? Because this is, remember we did earlier. We saw a pretty good double move. This one, not so much. That one goes for a touchdown.
yeah. Well, first of all, his angle to where he's breaking is at the wrong hip. What down is it? Second and
Yeah, this is
yeah,
2nd and 10.
yeah. So I think it's his angle is bad here because you can't recover when the guy turns up on you. He needs to be going more towards more straight at his back or even more towards the inside hip. So typically when you're going for the interception, which he is truly trying to, he's
Mhm.
like, "Oh, I got this." You don't go outside the receiver. Is that the best way for me to put it on the screen? You don't go to the
Yeah, you're trying
sideline
to
inside.
right.
Yes. So his angle is bad. And you want to go the other way so that if you do take that inside angle route, when he turns up, he's going to turn into you. So um, they saw something here because this is just called at the right time. And, somebody up box was like, hey, man, he's lined up outside and he's going to jump this out. So my coaching point to him would be to change the angle. And still got to understand the situation. I don't know what the score of the game is here. We're probably up
I can tell you.
3 touchdowns, maybe.
It is 28-6.
Yeah. So you're up 3 TDs. Yeah, I know you want to be the hero, but it's still third quarter too. A lot of time, and they're going to need a big play, and that was one. Okay.
All right, so this is they're going for two here. All right, so it's kind of the same thing here. 23 gets up the field, or gets in the backfield. I'm gonna say that first. He gets in the backfield, which is good. What's not good is that he ends up behind the ball
That's good,
carrier.
brother.
It's too far upfield. So it's great that he got here, but now he needs to stop right here.
Yeah. So the thing that they always talk about with linemen, and maybe maybe I need to get a defensive lineman specialist on here too, because I think you guys would be intrigued about how they have to learn how to read and how they have to fight pressure. He's in his gap, but he should be fighting that pressure at this point.
Right. Yeah. Now, because that's where he's getting pressure to go this way. So what you want to do is now hold that line.
Stop him.
Right. You want to
Yes.
fight against the pressure. Say, you're not making this hole any bigger. I'm going to sit right here, fight through it. But
Yeah, he got washed all the way on the other side. And that's hard. I've seen, guys really work that and try to teach that. And you got to think of how difficult it gets if you got a down block and a puller, if you got a reach block versus a base block versus a double block. They have to know all of these things, and try to figure out which way they're supposed to turn their shoulders or set their feet and all that kind of stuff. So it's very unique on what those defensive linemen have to do to truly understand the blocks that they're receiving. Anyway,
all right, last one.
I did not see that in the game. I think I'd had too many fireballs about this time. All these linemen just laying down on the ground, not cutting anybody. Good Lord.
Yeah. So this dude's open. Right. He's he is open. However, as a defensive coordinator, this is kind of what I want. Like if there's gonna be a guy open,
He way over there, and this guy's
right,
trying to throw the ball over there.
right. This is already a grown man throw. You are outside the hash trying to throw it across the field to the sideline. That is a long throw.
40 yards.
Some NFL quarterbacks can't make this throw. And now, Hugh Freeze, you have thrown the ball to your running back who is supposed to make this throw. And he can't throw it that far. He don't even get across to the other side, to the other hash. He's just
And look how he threw it. He launched it though. He shot put it that thing.
yeah, he's
I think
open.
he jumped,
Hands
I think
up,
he left both
but
his feet. I think the running back jumped off both his feet trying to get there too. Yeah, just
oh yeah, he definitely threw it like a javelin.
yeah. He need to run and start. Pick. What year is he? 18.
Redshirt freshman.
You're gonna be good, boss.
You know, somebody in the chat
Give me speed.
probably can tell me before I figure it out.
Good night, Buck.
Oh, they're not gonna tell me. I gotta go. I'm gonna have to go to the roster.
It says sophomore. Is that on the right?
Oh,
You just got it covered up. It says class. Yeah.
got it. Yep, it does say sophomore. So did he not redshirt? He had to redshirted, right? He ain't a. I guess he is. Nope, he's a
true sophomore. 6'2", 204. Oh, he from Ocean Springs, Mississippi. I didn't know that. Man, he country. If anybody in the chat, nah, because it's too easy for y'all to Google. I'll say, what other person during my day, he's a running back, came from Ocean Springs, Mississippi, played in the National Football League as well. That would be a good trivia question. I know you won't guess it.
oh okay because like I was like if it's Derek that's way too easy.
So let me tell you, I'll give you a fun fact about it. I'll answer the question. He was the third string running back, so he was behind Lassick and Sherman and some others. He was our scout team running back, but he was just as good or better than both of them. And that is a big reason of why we were so good on defense, because of how he ran the ball, scout team. He was the guy. I played with him at Miami. Is another hint. And like I said, he didn't even touch the field like these other guys, but he was that good that he actually still went to the NFL. Anyway, Irvin Spikes is his name. He is very, very good. He played in the league for quite a while, then got into some trouble. So, all right. I saw somebody say something that they're enjoying the insights. We appreciate it. Cameron, thank you guys for everything. We do appreciate it. We're going to be back in a couple days with you guys to talk about the SEC championship game, correct? So we're actually going to I don't know. I guess we hadn't put together the whole plan yet, but we're going to try to give our insights on how we think this Texas Georgia game is going to go.
Part 2
again. We'll see. Both teams are a little bit different now. Georgia smacked them down last time, but so y'all join us back again there. Thank you for all the support. We appreciate it, Kat. Love it. Love it, love it. We love you guys too. Thank you for support. Come hang out with us on Monday. Hopefully, we'll see everybody again on Wednesday. Because you know what we do. on Teague's Take. We break down film and give you the exclusive stuff here. So get your friends, get your family. Let's just have a good time with the Teague. All right? That's JT. I'm George. We're out.